Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining in as always, and welcome. Happy Wednesday. Yes, good morning to you, and I hope you're ready for the Hugging Tree and a story about resilience. And this one is written by Jill Neimark and illustrated by Nicole Wong. I hope you're excited for that one and you are ready. I am ready for that. Yes, good morning to you. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining us from and who indeed is joining in with you. Good morning to you, good evening to you, good afternoon to you, wherever you are. Thank you for joining in. Good morning, good morning, good morning. And just ahead of time, I have to tell you, today there's a lot of cleaning and power washing happening of my building outside, so you might hear sounds and noises every now and then. Please do bear with me on that. Good morning to you. Thank you for joining in. Good morning. Sheba Chanda, good to see you with us today. And yes, I will be messaging you separately, of course. Thank you so much for joining in today, and I hope, you're keeping strong and staying strong. Thank you for joining in. Yes, good morning to you. Good evening to you, Sheba Chanda. Thank you for joining us, and please do let me know who is joining in with you today. Thank you. Kate, good morning to you. And Anais, how are you doing? Good to see you. Good morning to you. And I hope you're ready for the Hugging Tree, Anais. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining in. Jackson Marion, good morning to you. And John, good morning to you. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining us today. And yes, if you're an OUSD teacher, we are back. The school has officially started today, although the kids will be back on Monday. So yes, just getting ready for that. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Naima, good morning to you. And good morning to you, Cairo. And of course, good morning to you, Nia. Thank you so much for joining us. Ellen in Chicago, how are you doing? You say, well, it's cool and cloudy. Oh, good to know. Auckland is cool and cloudy right now, but I feel like it's raining because my building is being power washed. So all I'm seeing are these sprays through my windows. It looks like it's raining. Good morning to you, Ellen. Thank you so much for joining in. Isabella, good morning to you. Good morning to you, Luis. And of course, good morning to you, Leslie. How are you doing? Tendai Chineva, how are you doing all the way out in Zimbabwe? And you're joining in with Ian. Oh, good evening to you. Makadihere. Hey, good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us. Please let us know where you're joining us from. Are you in Harare? Are you in Bulawayo? Or are you in Chinoi or somewhere else? Let us know. Good morning to you, Tendai. And of course, good evening to you, Tendai and Ian. Thank you so much for joining us all the way out in Zimbabwe. Please send me some sadza. Good morning to you, Michelle Haramio Cortez. Good morning to you. Of course, how are you doing today? Calypso, how are you? And of course, please do say hi to Fred as always. Thank you so much for joining us. Michelle Lachita, good morning to you. Good morning to you, and good morning to you, Lucy and Wally, and of course, Archie. Oh, Archie, high five right back at you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Lucy and Wally, as always, join in. Thank you for coming. And of course, I hope you're also having something nice today again as you listen in to Story Time. Yes. Oh my goodness, Bonabi Thomas all the way out in sunny Barbados. Oh, come on, Bonabi. Rub it in, why don't you? Right, sunny Barbados. Enjoy it. Take me, please. I don't know how I can get there. Good morning to you, Bonabi Thomas. Thank you for joining us. Great to see you here with us. And jealous, of course, sunny Barbados. Oh, good morning, Michelle. Thank you so much. Wednesday, absolutely. They're all blending in. Trust me, Michelle, their days are just blending in right now. Luis, Leslie, and Isabella one more time in Oakland. Yes, good morning to you. Harmony, Beth, right here in the Bay Area. How are you doing? Good morning to you. As always, good to see you. Yes, getting ready to read in a second. Nachihana Luhanga, how are you doing? This is my good friend from elementary school. How are you doing? Yes, taking me back, rolling back the years. Good to see you, Nachihana. Thank you so much for joining in. Clementine, how are you doing with Eli? And listen to this, Wells. I'm so proud of myself, Wells, that I'm now able to get your name correctly. Good morning to you, Wells, and good morning to you, Eli. I hope you're able to catch a recording, though. And Eli and Wells are joining us from Los Angeles, yes, the city of angels. And good morning to you, right next door to the city of angels. Good morning to you, Rocco, Clay, and Chriselle in LBC, Long Beach, California. Good morning to you. Michelle Wang, how are you doing today? Joining in with Jaden in Oakland. Thank you so much for joining us, Jaden. I hope you're ready for today's story. Rex, and you're joining in with 11-month-old. Oh, please tell us their name. What is their name? And happy that you're here with us today. Yes, happy Wednesday to you, 11 months old. Cute. Oh. Good morning to you, Lacey in Auckland. Thank you so much for joining us. Bonabi Thomas, thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And of course we have the author herself, award-winning author Jill Neimark, joining us today for the Hugging Tree. Thank you so much. And good morning to you, Jill Neimark. Absolutely love it that you're here. All right, so we're going to get started with our story now, and of course this one is The Hugging Tree, a story about resilience. And parents listening out there, I'll encourage you to stick around just 1 or 2 minutes after we're done with the story, because there are a few tips that Jill has in this book for you. So stick around for those. But for now, we're going to get started, kids, with The Hugging Tree, a story about resilience. This one is written by Jill Neimark and illustrated by Nicole Wong. And it is a publication by Imagination Press, which is published by the American Psychological Association. Yes, lots to learn from this book, but also lots to enjoy. So let's get started. The Hugging Tree, Jill Neimark, and illustrated by Nicole Wong. On a bleak and lonely rock, by a vast and mighty sea, grew a lonely little tree, where no tree should ever be. How she got there, no one knew. She sprouted stems and little leaves, as any tiny seed will do. There is hardly any dirt for me, no forest breeze, no birds, no bees, but I will do the best that I can to make this rock my home. How about that for determination? Her tiny roots pushed night and day, and bit by bit the rock gave way. A smidge, an inch, a foot, then 2. She grew and grew and grew and grew. The ocean hugged the rocky shore. I like you near me, little tree. Let's keep each other company. Aww. Soft gold sunbeams kissed her crown, warm as honey pouring down. At night she raised her branches high to greet the moon up in the sky. I wax and wane, I ebb and flow, I cycle through from full to thin, and when I am done, I start again. That's how life is, you know. One summer noon, a pair of loons landed on her canopy. A pretty tree, a sparkling sea, shall we make this place our home and raise our baby chicks right here? The little tree warmed up with pride. She spread her branches high and wide. "I will be your home," she replied. "And can you tell me if you've seen the forest where my family grew? We've built our nest in trees like you quite far from here. And so you blew many nights and many days. You flew on wind just like we do." Oh. They built their nest, they laid their eggs, and soon 2 baby chicks were born. Summer passed, autumn too. The little tree turned red and gold. Then winter came with howling winds and cutting cold that broke her boughs. The loons flew south, the sea all ice, the rock all snow. The moon was lost in thunderclouds. "Mighty cliff, hold me tight, don't let me blow away. Little tree, with all my might, I will hold you close night and day." Oh. Storms will come and storms will go. At last the sun melted the snow. But now the tree could not grow. The storm had torn her roots. The moon gazed down and softly said, "Sometimes we lose our way, but with some help, we start again. That's how life is, you know." Oh. What happened to our tree? And soon a boy came running by, skipping stones into the sea. When he saw the little tree, he stopped and stared. He touched the tiny leaves. He felt the rugged roots. He shook his head and said, "I can bring just what you need. I can help you, little tree." What can the boy do? A tree can't hug a boy. It has no hands or arms, but it can hug you with its heart. And that is just as deep and warm. Every day the boy came back carrying a full backpack. From the pack he took a tin and poured out rich brown earth. He packed the roots and tucked them in. He planted flowers round the tree and made a path for all to see. Now everyone will know that even on a granite cliff, a little tree can grow. And then he went to sleep and dreamed the things that boys dream of. Now, every day, people stop to rest beneath the little tree and dream the things we all dream of. To love, to share, to give, to dare to grow just where we are. And to this very day, they come. For on a splendid sunny rock, by a warm and bright blue sea, a great big hugging tree grows just where she was meant to be. Oh. The end. I hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. Thank you so much for joining in. Yes, that was The Hugging Tree, a story about resilience by Jill Neimark and illustrated by Nicole Wong. But before we go, remember I said, please parents, stick around so we could just share a few tips from the book. And one of my favorite lines, of course, when preparing for this book was it says that trees hold us fast in their embrace. The hugging tree is about a tree that, in spite of harsh circumstances, grows until it can hold and shelter others. It is about each one of us. Yes, very true. And of course, remember, if one is strong, we are all strong. So let's remember to work together in community and help those that we can, all right? And then at the back, If you do get a chance to get yourself this book, check out the link on where you can get it. You see that it says Note to Parents and Caregivers. I won't read the whole thing. I'll just read bits from it that I really wanted to share with everybody out there. And the first one here says, Promoting Resilience in Children. All children face some degree of emotional pain and sadness at one time or another. Although parents cannot prevent all childhood fears and anxieties caused by such events, they can teach their children specific strategies and skills for coping with challenging situations. And one of those ways is help your child connect with others. Individuals with a wide support system of friends and family are likely to be more resilient because they have others to count on in times of adversity. And another one is listen to your child. Listening to your child's fears or concerns is one of the best ways to encourage resilience. Giving a child your undivided attention communicates that they are important and worthy. Yes, that's one other thing. And then reflect on past successes. Remind your child of times in the past when they successfully navigated a difficult situation. Yes, celebrate those victories. Foster individual strengths. Help your child set realistic goals and move forward with those goals. Yes, so important. And then encourage an optimistic viewpoint. During even the most difficult times, help children take a long-term perspective, encouraging them to remain hopeful that better times are ahead. Yes, there's so much more in here, and the foreword was written by Elizabeth McCullen, PhD, but there's so many good things that you will find in this book. If you can, please, a must-have for your library, and absolutely learned a lot. It's just so many things that I personally feel connected to, and I hope by sharing that you find that resilience, that strength, that love, that community that we all need, and we all need so much more right now at this time. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining in. Of course, that was the Hugging Tree, continuing our theme for celebrating nature and appreciating it, but of course, the psychological aspect of our lives as well that this book presents. Thank you so much, Jill Neimark, for sharing that amazing book with us, and for everybody for joining in, and of course, for sticking around for that little bit at the end so we could all encourage each other. Of course, we are back tomorrow with another story, and tomorrow we'll be reading Follow the Moon Home. Do join in for that one and find out what it's all about. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Let us see who is with us today. Thank you. Onabi Thomas, appreciate you. Thank you so much. Cannot wait for that visit to Barbados one day. Thank you so much for joining us. Jill Neimark, thank you so much. Much appreciated. Yes, Rex, thank you so much, and for joining us with Willow. Good morning to you, Willow, out in San Jose. Thank you so much for joining us. 11 months old, big. You're growing big, Willow. Thank you so much for joining us. Good morning to you, Veronica, one more time, and Lacey out here in Auckland. Chris Wheeler, good morning to you. How are you doing? And of course, good morning to you, Harry. Harry, do not forget to watch Manchester United today, all right? Your team. Good morning to you, Harry, and of course, good morning to you, Kat Saxton. Love you both. Thank you so much for joining in. But Abby Thomas, I am glad you loved that so much. Harry, like I say, don't fall asleep during the story, fall asleep after. Rachel Reed Mudenda in El Paso, Texas, thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you. It has been a minute. Glad you are here. Good to see you. Thank you so much, Jill. Absolutely appreciate it. Thank you for sharing such an amazing book. Thank you. Tendai, you're saying thank you for the story. Ethan and Owen, good evening to you, Ethan and Owen out in Zimbabwe. Please let me know where you are. Marare Zwakanaka, yes, thank you so much for joining us today. And I hope you enjoyed your sadza and are ready for bed. Thank you so much for joining us all the way out in Zimbabwe. Thank you, Ethan and Ian. Veronica, one more time, and thank you so much. And to you, of course, Wally and Lucy, appreciate you. I hope to see you again tomorrow. Have yourselves a beautiful day. All right. Andrea, Max, and Leona, thank you for joining us. I hope you're having yourself a lovely day. Thank you. Good to see you. And yes, 2 days in a row. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us, Leona. Hugs to you. Thank you so much. Rex, you're very welcome. Have yourselves a lovely rest of your day. Thank you so much, Clementine, for joining us. And Eli and Wells, thank you so much. Yes, that was a beautiful one indeed. Thank you, Chris Wheeler. Thelma James in Lusaka, thank you so much for joining us. And of course, from me, it is hugs and much love as always. And I'll be back tomorrow with another story, and we'll be reading Follow the Moon Home. Please do join in for that one. But of course, story time will be back. And for now, just wish you a lovely, lovely, lovely day. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye-bye.